Incoming chat.
Hello, everyone, and welcome again one more time to Incoming Chat, the H2H Business Communication podcast by Live Chat. This is a mouthful, I'm sorry. If you happen to like this video, you know what to do. Like button. And if you like the content in general that we're putting together for you, make sure you subscribe to our channel. And today you're going to be witness of something that we never done before in the show, which is to have a part 2. Last episode, we had Matt Tarczynski from Woodpecker, the CEO of Woodpecker. And we decided to keep Matt here for a bit longer and talk about something else. Last time we talked about multi-channel communication, which it was, we rescue a few interesting points about like how to choose your channels, how to make sure that you have a voice that is common for the channels, an experience that is common for all of them. We dig in a little bit of Woodpecker, but today we wanted to dig in about the CEO journey. Yeah, you're the CEO of Woodpecker, and you have an interesting story. That the company is not that old. The company is very well known among marketers, but we wanted to dig in about your own journey, how to become. I just found out not too long ago that you were in a software house before.
Yeah.
How you become from being this person that makes products for other people to create your own product, to lead a team, and to successfully take that product to the level that it is now. So Matt, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back.
So yeah, let me start with just one question then. How did it happen? How you decided to own and create a product that is like you knew that you can take it to a different level?
You know, I don't know where to start. Like how far
from the beginning?
Should I go? From the beginning, like beginning is I think during the high school, I wanted to be a rock star. You know?
All right.
And a writer, so like creating something. And then during the university time, I realized that it's not going to happen. Like I'm not that talented, and it's not working like this.
It happens
like this. Yeah. But I wanted to create something, and we started with our first company. It was a consulting business around European funds because this is a new topic here. Nobody knew how to get them.
Got together, right?
Yeah, it was like a Loch Ness monster. Like everybody heard about,
but nobody ever seen it. Yeah.
So we were just students, but we were open-minded, and we went, and learn how to do this, and we went to the companies and built like business plans for them and stuff like this. And it was a disaster. I didn't know what the cash flow is and stuff like this. So we had clients, but we didn't have money because the time.
That's a big problem.
Yeah, exactly. But that's how the journey started. Like for 10 or 12 years, I've been doing many different projects and trying to figure out the way. And then I discovered internet, like not only as a place where I can browse or find something, but something I can build a business around. And after many projects, I started to build and grow SAM. Company like search engine marketing. I was certified in Google AdWords and Google Analytics. And when I found the first client, I wasn't an expert. Like I really faked it till I made it. And he wanted me to create a campaign for a medical services in the UK. Like it's very difficult. Like even now when I think it's like, CPC very high and then very difficult. But I say, yes, of course. And I was, studying like all week, like almost not doing anything else, how to create a campaign for him. And then he was my long-term client. And so I'm thankful. But that's how the journey started, like doing services for other companies. I always bootstrapped companies. I've never had, I used to say that with zero funds, but sometimes even, being below zero.
Minus.
Yeah. So many bad projects and bad ideas. But I was learning, and this SAM company was like, let's say, the first one that was actually working. Also, we created a digital agency, and it wasn't the best idea.
But always with marketing, right?
Like very close to marketing and stuff like this. I finished like marketing and management studies, so it was close to me, and during working with this project with the digital agency, me and my co-founder Leszek, we decided to create a software house. Like we didn't know that this is a software house. We saw that
it's a cool name.
Yeah, but there's a company called phd2html.com, and they slice designs to WordPress, let's say. And we said, okay, let's try this, because it was a much better business model, upfront payments and international clients, and it worked. Like we with 3 or 5 years, we've managed to build like 50 people company. We're starting with like below zero, because the digital agency also had a really bad cash flow, and starting with cold email, starting with niche marketing strategies, we've managed to build a 50 people company with 150 projects monthly.
That's pretty good.
Small projects, but with good cash flow, upfront payments, and exactly. But still, I knew that I want to create something, like my own product. Like I read on Team's blog about SaaS.
Okay.
I read Rework by Basecamp. I heard about live chat here in Wrocław. So I knew
we've been around for a while.
So it was very inspiring, and I realized, it would be like a dream to have a product and thousands of customers around the world who just buy and use product by themselves. We don't have to do the service every time someone places an order. And then, long story short, we sold the company, Chop.org, and I decided to start a new one, Woodpecker,
with the product.
And after, let's say, 1.5 years or 2 years, we've managed to cross the break even, and the company was growing all the time. So here I am, like 3,000 customers from 70 countries.
Not bad. I want to say it's a great start, not because you guys just started, but for a startup or for a company, you're still a very young company, right?
Yeah.
How old is it?
6 years, yeah. But it took me like 12 or 13 years to be here.
Yeah, that's what people don't see. Like they always think like, oh, this guy, he came out with an idea out of nowhere and suddenly it works.
And so many bad ideas. Like even Woodpecker, after this Chop.org, this software house, with another co-founder, Maciek, who is personally my cousin also, and Kinga and Kathy, like 4-people team, we started to work on new products. And we started with iPhone apps, with CRM for personal trainers from States. So it also was a bit of a disaster. We learned a lot, but we were not the personal trainers from States, so it wasn't that easy.
Yeah, probably the target is a bit complicated.
Yeah, but to contact them, like we found a database of 50K personal trainers from States. We had to, of course, I also use cold email. Always use cold email. So we decided to cold email them and ask to test our beta solution. And we did it manually. Then we followed up, like using Excel, and it was very daunting and time consuming. And Maciek said, I can write some software that will help you to send this.
All right.
Yeah, and during a week maybe, he created the first version of like it's not the first version of Woodpecker, but like something that gave us the
idea
feature.
of it.
Exactly. And we started to use it to contact these prospects, these personal trainers. They were testing our software. We had like 30 clients, but they paid like $12, average revenue per account. So, and I knew that this business will not work. But I saw that there is a new category of SaaS products growing, like Outreach, SalesLoft, QuickMail. And they had like 300, 500, 200 customers there then. So they were small companies and starting. And I thought, we have the same software for ourselves. why don't we switch to sales automation instead of CRM for personal trainers?
That's awesome because you solve a problem for yourself and notice that, well, I'm sure other people has this problem.
Like it sounds easy, but imagine like standing in front of Maciek, Kinga, and Kathy, and after 1.5 years of developing everything, I tell them we have to leave this and switch to sales automation.
Wow.
It wasn't easy for me because we all were, emotionally involved what we were building. But they trusted me. They say, "Okay, let's do this," and then how it started. And then we thought that we will need only 3 months to build a version that we can release to people.
And you're still working on it.
But it took us 9 months to start.
To have the first woodpecker version.
Yeah, and the chargeable version, let's say.
Okay.
So.
Wow. So, and you started with how many people in the company?
4.
Did you ever think of yourself as, I'm going to be the CEO of this company? I'm always going to lead this company.
No, not really.
Sort of happened.
I say sometimes that I'm, a guy from the forest, because I'm from small city. It's called Piechowice, next to Szklarska Poręba, so Izery Mountains, like 7K people, and living, in the next to the forest, like exactly next to the forest. And this is my childhood, like, being close to the nature. Of course, I had the internet. I have, going to school, primary school, high school, and stuff like this. But I was introvert, like really introverted guy. And I was thinking a lot and reading a lot. And I never thought about myself as a leader, never. And maybe more as a thinker or creator. And when we started a band, I realized that somehow I have a lot of ideas around this band. We should be alternative, or we should be, and I realized that there is something. Like I have some dreams, some ideas. I bring them. Some people say, "Oh, it's a really bad idea. Let's not do this." But then, after some times, when I told you about the switch from rockstar. Wannabe rockstar to
I think we will have that stage.
Again, like I was listening to the radio, and the journalist said, okay, there are going to be like millions from European funds who nobody knows how to get them, so maybe someone can help Polish companies. And I heard, why not we? And I went with this to my friends and asked them, do you want to make a company with me? And so like having these dreams, having these ideas, and inviting people, like telling them. I never thought about this process, but I see this now. Like I was inviting people to the places, to the journey,
follow you basically,
to go where I would like to go, and but it took me like 8 years, maybe 10, to realize something. Like I even today feel like uncomfortable a bit when someone says I'm a boss. Like people inside Woodpecker, like who work with us for a long time, they call me Mati.
Yeah.
Even not Matt, like Mati. So it's like,
like friends.
Like friends. Yeah. And sometimes like someone new is coming to company. We have like around 70 people right now. So, and during the pandemic times, we, haven't worked together. So unfortunately, I don't know everyone at the company right now. And I remember sometimes it was like someone is, this is a CEO of our company, and someone's like thinking how to behave. And then I remind myself, okay, I'm a CEO.
They're talking about me.
Yeah. Well, what I think is very important for me is to create something, like create a product that helps other people, like create an environment where people can grow, feel the energy, like doing something, like, giving value and so on. Like it's this words are used already. Mm-hmm. Like I cannot find the better ones, but like when I feel that I create something and I'm a creator in my area, like it may be creating the product or the team or the company or the processes, it gives me energy. Like, and then I realized, okay, so it looks like I'm a leader, so maybe I should
you start acting
I
like
consider
one.
this. Yeah. For example, now we have the 70 people in our team, and I know that I should be better in internal communication. Like I have a lot of thoughts inside here. I know where I want us to go and what the values and the way and so on. But I'm pretty sure not everybody knows. So there are a lot of challenges I feel like I'm creating my role all the time, like realizing
because it evolves, right? It evolves. I mean, I always thought that the CEO should be the person that inspires the team to follow a vision, right? You understand the vision of a CEO, and you don't have to call it a CEO. Just call it the leader of the company. But you understand the vision, you understand the idea, and then you follow that idea because there's something in there. And with that being said, do you think leadership or leaders or are they born or you made yourself into a leader? Do you think it's something that you had all the time, or you sort of developed that into?
It's a very difficult question. I think that when you look at me as a teenager, I was so insecure and so introverted that it would be difficult to say, oh, this is the future leader. Like I was a shy guy who was afraid sometimes to speak to people. Oh, maybe I exaggerated a bit, but I was definitely more introvert than extrovert. But even last year I took a test of my personality, and I saw, okay, now I'm more extrovert, like 55% to 45%, so only just a bit.
It's a tiny bit introvert.
But still, I'm more extrovert right now than the introvert. So it was a very interesting discovery for me. So we can change somehow, and. To be honest, I don't know the answer to this question, but I think that I see this, like that many people who you tell them you can do this, like I trust you, you can handle this, and don't worry if it will not work. And they take this and they invite some other people and they create a team and they become leaders and
inside their own team.
Yeah, inside their own team. And I saw
so
it many times.
If you have to define the role of a CEO, like in general, not even just in your company, how do you see what a CEO really is supposed to do in a company?
It depends where on the journey the company is. So I think at the beginning, we have to do almost everything. Like we have to understand what's going on in every part of the company and doing like a lot of stuff. But in the place where we are today, I think the biggest role of mine is to know where we go, to be able to explain to our team where we go. So like internal marketing, let's say, internal communication, to be able to explain to our customers, to press, to investors, to people outside company, who we are and where do we go, and to put the right people in the right places inside company and be aware where we are in a cash flow and
Oh yeah, no. Always have to keep an eye on the
and this is difficult. This is more difficult than it looks like because there are like yesterday a really big client asked me for a quick call. I usually do this, but I really couldn't do this. Like I have a lot of tasks to do, and I had to say no. And it's not easy. Like it's not easy because you have like so many tasks, questions, things to take care of during the day. And it's not easy to just sit, drink a coffee, and think, okay, I think that.
What am I going to do today? Yeah. But I mean, and it goes hand in hand with what you were saying. It's like the role evolves. Your own personality even evolves into. And regarding to that, you started your journey of more of a putting out your personal brand. I mean, now that you're becoming an extrovert, you decided to like start putting yourself out there, and I really like the way you've been doing it because you started for basically, I'm trying this, I want to see how it goes, I'm putting myself out of my comfort zone. You didn't jump off as like, hey, I'm the CEO of Woodpecker, I will answer, I'll do an AMA or whatever. I mean, it was not like from the top. It was like, I'm new here. I'm doing stuff, and I think that's something that many people will appreciate. That so, a CEO is not someone who starts up here. you grow up into it, and then when you're up here, you try to give back. And onto that, how are you building that personal brand of yours to sort of match the values of the company too? So like, how are you putting yourself out there so people relates Matt with Woodpecker in a very positive way?
It was quite funny experience, because as I told you, I spent some time to understand my. I wanted to understand my strengths and weaknesses, and my personality and stuff like this. So I spent some time with exercises, and one of them was like to figure out my values, like life values, what's important for me. And then I took a look at what's important for example, the book Find Your Why from Simon Sinek. Not start with why, but find your why. It's a bit of a workshop you can do. And then I took a look at the values and the mission of Woodpecker, and I said, "Oh my God, it's almost the same. Like, it's so close. Of course, it's not exactly the same, but it's really close." And as I told you in a previous episode, that I'm half of my heart is a marketing guy, and I wanted to figure out, okay, so my personal brand, I will be on LinkedIn and then maybe Facebook and so on, and it took me like 7 years. Like 7 years to start, because I overthought it. I was overthinking. I was thinking about what I will get. I was thinking about how to do this. And I had knowledge how to build, the list, how to build the audit. But it was I was paralyzed with that, like how to do this the best way. And then I read a quote from Charles Bukowski.
Good choice.
Yeah, and he says something like this: you should write only something you have to put outside. Like you have to write this down. If it's not like something inside you that you have to release, don't write it. Nobody cares. Like, it's not important. So I changed my mindset, and I decided, okay, I will write daily, not post daily, but write daily. In the mornings, 30 minutes, 40 minutes, and I will write about something that is inside me. I don't care about keywords, traffic, everything. Just put it out. Just put out. And that's why it's, as you said, I was afraid of this. Like, before posting the first LinkedIn post, I was like, oh my God, what am I doing? It wasn't the share, it was like sharing my thoughts. And I said, maybe it's stupid. Maybe I shouldn't do this. But then I started to post, and after the 50, 60, I realized it's not a problem for me anymore. Like, I can type and write something in 30 seconds. I haven't hit 100 still, but I'm getting close. And then I realized that the new format is a video. So I experiment with it a bit. That's why I was also so excited that you invited me here, because it's a new format.
It's part of the experiment.
Yeah. And I had a dream of creating, for example, 100 short videos, like reels or shorts on YouTube, to just learn something new. Just, go out of this comfort zone we talk very often about, and show who I am, what I think, and so on. But it's a bit terrifying. Like, this is not an easy process. I thought, okay, why not? I can do this. why not? But then you hit the record, and you look at yourself, and then you think, oh no, I have to practice a bit more.
It is hard, and it usually stays hard. I mean, I know, like, sometimes people say, like, oh, you're so comfortable in the camera and stuff. It takes a while for you to feel comfortable in the camera, because you have to feel comfortable to sharing who you are. And that's one of the things that still terrifies me when I post in LinkedIn something that is personal, of people laughing at it or making fun of whatever, or being completely disagree with me. And when you're in this business of communication in general, I mean, you have no choice than getting used to it. I mean, I still, for example, English is not my native language, and I'm doing all my content in English, and I make a lot of mistakes, but I nobody noticed because I have an attitude in front of the camera. I'm like, well, whatever, you know what I mean? But is this sort of out of the comfort zone, sharing who you are. And do you think that makes you a better leader when you show this sort of, it's not a soft side, what I'm looking for, but it's this true side of yourself. Like you're not putting any custom in front of you. You're just like being that this is who I am.
It's a very good question. I think that I'm not able to answer it. It's someone from my team should say that it's if I'm better or not. I think it makes me a better person or more aware, because when you write down something, you have to think about it, and then you realize something new about yourself. And like for me, reading that some other CEO is writing, okay, I was anxious, like it was difficult for me to do X. And I know that I also feel anxious about this X, and that our job is difficult. It's not that easy and stressful sometimes, but I really like it. So,
that's good. That's
good. It helps. Like it helps. From my point of view, this is something that actually helped me to start. Like not to think too much, but start and see if this, let's say, resonates. Like if someone is seeing the value in what I do, and then after 365 posts, I will sit there, analyze, and figure out next steps, like what to do with it. Like keep posting or maybe change, keep focus on some topics and so on. So I love, structures and figuring out everything, but I realize that we can overthink it, and it can, paralyze us.
Yep.
So just posting, just writing,
just do it.
Just do it. Yeah. So like Nike.
We're probably going to get sued now. But anyways, just to close our conversation, what do you think is your next step as a CEO? Like how you see yourself growing into a better CEO or into a better leader?
I want Woodpecker to be a company level of live chat, for example. So with 1-0 to our customer base, and then to our financial goals. So it requires from me to go to the next level and to know how CEOs of this kind of companies behave, and even through the journey from going from where we are to where I would like us to be. And what I do, I try to be a bit better every day on the way, and there's this Kaizen approach, let's say, and I think that's what I should do. Like show off, be in the office every day. Like maybe not in the office today in the pandemic time,
probably
but
it's a bit hard.
and try to be a bit better every day.
But that's the thing. I mean, if you can be a little bit better every day, is a massive step. It's a massive step for everybody. And I hope you guys at home learned something today. Matt, thank you so much for joining us for the second time. I think this conversation was a lot deeper, and I'm sure for all of you thinking of like starting your own company, you'll realize that it's a journey ahead of you. It's a lot of things that you have to consider, but it's definitely a regarding one, I guess.
Thank you for the invitation and for the conversation.
And again, thank you for watching, guys. If you like the episode, smash that like button, subscribe to our channel, and we'll see you next time. Cheers. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
Incoming chat.